Longtime NBA photographer Andy Bernstein will be there in Springfield next week, and he has been named the recipient of the 2018 Curt Gowdy Media Award. Bernstein has been photographing the NBA and its stars for 35 years, and he joins us now. What's up, Andy? Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, guys. So great to be on with you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really cool. 35 years shooting the NBA. What are some of, the most memorable moments that you got to shoot and capture?
Well, I've been so lucky, Roz and Smitty, for being in L.A. At the start of my career, when Showtime was getting off the ground. So, to be able to document that whole entire run that Magic, Kareem, Big Game James, of course, Pat Riley, we were able to bring to L.A. and then, going into the Jordan era and those 6 championships, and there's some memorable moments and photos from that. One of my favorites is Michael holding that very first trophy in '91 with his dad next to him. I think you guys have probably seen that one. Mm-hmm. And, crying his eyes out because he had taken 7 years to get to that mountaintop of winning a championship. And, then that led into, I guess, the Shaq and Kobe era, with the three-peat and so many memorable photos and moments from that, and then Kobe winning the 2 by himself. I have a very special photo from the 2009 championship when Kobe and Phil embraced right after they won in Orlando, and there was this sort of father-son moment there for a second. And then we kind of got into LeBron and the Warriors, and I don't know what era we're in now, but but whatever era it is, they still want me around documenting it, so I'll still be sitting baseline where you've seen me for so many years.
Andy, Steve Smith, I've been watching your work, been around your work for so long, especially in the 2000 Olympics when you got a chance to shoot our gold medal team. Mm-hmm. We talked about some of your favorite, I would say, shots and snapshots. Who are some of your favorite players, as we would say, off the court? For you, I would say off the lens. Who are some of your favorite players and relationships you had, some guys that you just hit it off with?
Well, Smitty, as you know, being in the league, that, one of the great things about being associated with the NBA as a player or a photographer or a writer or a PR guy, it doesn't matter, the relationships that you establish, and that are lifelong relationships, your teammates and trainers and everyone you work with throughout your career. I'm sure you're still very close with a lot of those people, and I've been very, very fortunate. So Magic and I essentially came in together, So I was there for his whole career. He was very, very generous to me with his time and patience. And Pat Riley kind of set the tone for my fly-on-the-wall technique, where I was able, through Pat, to get the confidence to be a young photographer, sticking my camera in places that hadn't really been before. And he was very, very willing to let me do that and grow. And then I was able to have a great relationship, and still do, with Phil Jackson. I essentially was the only photographer he let in right away to all 11 championship locker rooms, and Phil and I ended up doing a book together in 2009 and 10 of the Lakers championship run. And Shaq, the big diesel, and I go back to before he was drafted. So we still joke around, have a lot of fun. But most recently, I can't leave out the Mamba. I mean, front and center. Kobe, I've been with Kobe since his very first day as a Laker and his very last day as a Laker, 20 years in between. A very rare relationship with one photographer and one athlete in one city. And we just finished a book together, which is coming out in October. So I'm very excited about that. Hope everybody can pre-order it or get it when it comes out. It's called The Mamba Mentality, and it's really his dissection of how he played, and everyone he played against and everyone he played with.
Andy, while you were speaking, Smitty and I shared a smile because 35 years, we were just showing some photos of you at the beginning of your career. And you were sporting that thick mustache.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cool little throwback. That was a picture we enjoyed. Now, in the NBA, we talk about shooting form, though. I'm curious, for a photographer, what makes a great shot? What were you trying to show fans through your eyes?
Well, great question, Roz. I always say that a great photograph has to elicit a response, an emotional response from the viewer. So if somebody was at that game and they saw that tremendous Michael Jordan dunk, or that tremendous magic pass, or the incredible three-point shot artistry of somebody like Steph Curry, or they saw it on TV, and then they see a photograph of it. That one moment in time kind of freezes that forever. And some of those photos live for a long time as sort of the iconic photos. Not just mine, of course, but everyone has shot the NBA as well as other sports. So I've been very fortunate to be involved with the NBA as it grew from what it was in the early 80s, and then the whole Magic Bird era, and there are photos that sort of define that era, and some of them are mine, Magic and Bird together, and then the Jordan era, of course, and as we proceed further in time, these photos kind of get this mystical status to them. You start seeing these guys in these short shorts, and people don't even realize that they played in those, So I try to, through my photography, it's an element of a lot of preparation and getting ready and being in the right place at the right time, and really knowing your craft and knowing your equipment and knowing the game. I had many games with a lot of these players that I had to learn their game, and an element of luck as well. The great Walter Yost, who's the godfather of sports photography, said that luck is a byproduct of preparation. So we spend a lot of time, Smitty, as you know, you come into the arena and we've been there 3-4 hours before anyone shows up, and setting up our cameras and getting things ready. So things just don't happen, but when they do happen and come together, it's very gratifying. And to have some of my photos be remembered as sort of, the image of the NBA, or what people want to remember certain eras or certain athletes by, is incredibly humbling and gratifying for me.
That is incredible, Andy, and we appreciate you sharing some of these stories and memories and your time on the show today. Congratulations and enjoy.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats,
Andy.
Andy.
So much. Thank you, guys, and hope to see you down the road somewhere.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, thank you.